My never I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. I see them yopo
parts.
Yeah.
Right, and then there are engine oil and maintenance and workshop and
you got all of the admin. You have to renew your roadway,
yes.
Your licenses, your insurance, everything.
So you literally are burdening the driver. And mind you, some of these drivers actually spend a lot of time working because they are working for people who are asking them to make daily sales.
Correct.
All right, and some are doing work and pay. So I work today, I pay. I work today, and they're doing for maybe 2-3 years so they can own the vehicle.
Right.
If you are putting such impediments in their way, how do you expect them to make anything at all? That's where the problem is. Coupled with the traffic situation in the country, and yesterday I bought fuel. Did 2-3 rounds.
Oh, commiserations.
Around the same location, right? Not too elaborate, right? Just move from point A to point B, maybe like 4-5 minutes drive, maybe 6 minutes drive, come back, and about 40% of the fuel is gone.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
said,
the price is
going up. What's going on? I couldn't believe it.
I mean, for the drivers, they say that, listen, as much as you want to have these discussions and have these talks, we are reeling under the pressures. And that's why you've seen members of the union go ahead. These are drivers who are part of the union, go ahead and increase their fees. And it's causing a lot of confusion amongst commuters and the mates. I mean, this morning, somebody's father is going to be held by his neck, by his shed, because of confusion on our public transport. We're asking on our social media, though, if you've had to pay higher fares this morning on your commute to work because of increased structural fares. So please let us know the situation on the ground.
Let's talk to Charles Danso. He's the chairman of the Ghana Committed Drivers Association. Charles, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine.
Your name, Charles, means that you are brave and strong. Now, you tell me, have you been brave and strong in all these happenings? Passengers fighting you. The ministry is not clear what they want to do with their increments in terms of the rates or fees that people have to pay for fares, and then you, the drivers, also having to bear the brunt of buying expensive spare parts, expensive fuel, etc. Have you been brave and strong?
Well, my brother, thank you for having me and giving me this opportunity. But like, if you permit me to go on my local dialect, so that
go ahead,
let me finish that. So that any driver listening to your program will understand and hear or understand what I'm saying. Yeah. My name is kind. Charles Danso, Sadia Okaya, Mimi Dino, HRS will be an kuku you do. Na me minsura de minsura samoka minsuro wuonso ni nyina ya de a da ho ma yen a wo ye den wuntumi enkwati ana se wuntumi ndoje na asem ni nyina ne say we are not being fair to ye ho in the transport sector. We are not being fair as a transport operators. You can't the rivalry and now say akwaratua and what transport a sector honoa even politics in the cry in Kwalemu. What you say? One, Young Ghana Committed Drivers Association. One who you said a kuokitwa. Ne kuokitwa so every beer after listening to GPRTU. One more communication officer, a friend Abbas Ibrahim Moro. Debia or Kasa or say Yankituano, Yan Dom Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council. So, now one more dear, almost autonomous into Omodom TUC. Maybe something a GPRTU 4 years is say, ya no. I'm under TUC, no. You say abaye nyuma kuo workers in is under TUC meboa.
Right.
Into all these hazards a ɛkɔ so transport sector mente me ho ase aba ɛwɔ lorry fare gye ho no who cause am
na adenti na esi kyerɛkyerɛmwe
ne enti esi ni sɛ wo hɔ na ekuo bi aba ɛsɛ yɛ to lorry fare mu some percentage sɛ kuo no wo de mo yɛ nsɛntwerɛfoɔ mo pa mɛbɔ kuo ni din mo fa Ghana hafa na nyinaa na mo misa sɛ kuo no mo even station way what you say so mo kasa na GPRTU back wo say wo mo nkasa and sɛ kuo na America no so no wo mo sɔre call political rallies any ade ma party bi what you say communicate ba yes to lolly fame no minua wo so omo aka wo say ubisa driver ni bi o si fuel price e cost ro mebo a fuel price 2022 ekoya to 23.49 mebo a and ye to lolly fame wo ho ye to lolly fame ni mo na ye tete so aba 11 point something no ye te lolly fare so say me pacho ye te so say ho me boa
say mona mo ka share no this is what
not being fair and truthful to ourselves if he say one more ejije lorry fare ne ade no na GPRT no Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council secretary general secretary me no at the release about on the 11th of April 11th, me send it be my producer no frame and rano. Mon can no be anti communicate no the release no the buy and assay. Some more.
Bachokoso, it's you.
Very good. Maka womu say obia no kwan so beto lolly fame. And oko lorry stations no ne ade a wo kurom ha nyina no o ma tutum hwan no na occupy sa lorry stations no anya GPRTU any pro to a cooperative ne ada ayifo no
right
and this cooperative pro to ne ade no is under JRTCC what you say and you can transport into muno and a passengers cars in Kwao. It cut across.
Now, yes, more mobile to transport fares, Muno. So, ministry statement, you bet you matum.
We are the opportunity panatum. And if I am able Modina and a trust our statement, my friend, be a ma would you communicate who near this our producer or friend and my friend, dear Mano.
You will communicate, be a me can't show on your ministry, Nika, ministry, say. Obi obetu femu ministry no man ne ho kwan no e bechi natum
very good inti hwanum ne yatumi ache wom oma be kan sa onim first no yen committed for sorry ne yesi ye to ahempia bo mu a na sa koyi amekan aba say ye ni tumi say ye to ahempia bo mje say ye co ministries na ye koyi onim ye ndia ye co ministry
Dabio.
Because we are under about 5 ministries. Yes, a local government, yes, you can say energy, yes, a finance, yes, a transport.
That's right.
So, it's Sabani say energy for and I say MPA for year bribia. Obia nka ho asemu na ye nyina ko ye kan say transport. Simply because nentia me go local government ni ade no local government no assemblies ni nyina hye local government ya se mebo a
no cray.
And assembly for no assemblies no and e work control over lorry stations ya e wo omemu ha. It must be such and for Mumisa say unions who are not associations here, registered their war kind saying transport sector no. Local government for the assembly for etmia mobile slots our stations here what Omamuhanyana say Ujina ha, we sunyira, ne yenyira yenye adwuma nkɔ Ghana ha fa na yenyira. What be?
Enti enye no krese muko no musa.
Yeah na. Yeah nsasa o. Yeah committed for nsasa o. What you say? Yeah aboa atatia yeah twasa na oso na afa so.
Hey.
Yes. Yeah ni twasa na oso na afa so.
Inti say no, what are we going to do? Eben saying because fuel prices no, car na eko. Spare parts prices no so car na eko. DVL fees ni eka ho ni nyina car na eko. Inti say no, mo bende mo betum ana amuntum.
Afei mamemfa wonko susubia ana se niema ye gina the components ya ye gina so e de tolole fe mu. Me wo document o kai say somewhere 2022 December yeah strike yeah formal coalition yeah strike against certain taxes yeah what petrol be yeah feel say we ni dwumadi a also mo yi free so some kai
okay
very good enti no hono aye nyina ye hia ye na kuakuo bebre na ba ye o ene ye yi nipa be ye miensa Bako from Japtu, your friend Ibrahim Musa. And a Bako from cooperative, your friend Mr. Edward Hoffman. And a Bako from GPRT, your friend Abbas Ibrahim Moro. Ono yomo PRO. And they are so monko. No more make documents here. A day be a better why a better so the other day. Up to us into a boom. Iti omoko ba ye no do Abbas Ibrahim Moro entumi anko dwumadi ni bi nipa mienu ena ekoye na ye ka lole fence ye na Edward Hoffman odi mu ntinti mai pa ye ko meetings ya ye no na ye betumi akasa enya the correct sources ye wo transport no mu ni ade no ye mfre yen odi ase na ne tie ne se ye fa fuel price no a yes, a percentage ya aduru no. Ne ya form 1/3. Me ba cha uti.
Meteo.
Ye form 1/3% of it. Inti yem fa ne say bia ye can say fuel aduru bia 18%. Ye be form 1/3% of it. Ne ya ba be for depreciation and then inflation. So now, no, so you form 1/3% of it. Now, say you buy spare parts and DVL charges and other ones near a year. Me find say charges here almost year, you know. Ne abefa no so 1/3% of it. It's almost year now almost fuel no fuel no my catch say e ko 23.49. Ye tolo fe mu ko soro denden ne o. So it is a component ben ye jina so ya de tun mu no
catch me
nim just how beside GPR to you for
na say no transport fares no ebi atum ebi ntum customers and our clients no passengers no almost say momba formally embe country almost say oh fitting next week ko ebe to transport fares nti eya no omo ni mo mate for no kuntokwa waka ne mu ada na ye ba no sa
enu nti na meka say communicate bi di kan ba say wo a obeje on a lorry fare yensi su bia ye no ye nchew
right
enti ye nchew dia na me hwe say wo mo science a communicate no aye ye wura godfred abobre ne ohene ye bo na wo so mo ne ye chi wo mo first e di nti no mo de sa communicate ne ba ya still wo mo so nkrofo na ejeje
na mo transport minister no why
transport minister ni was a ministry no ntunkoi so what two kwan ya na so ni wa ministry na ensi ho enti ade enti na biribi ni aye ntumi nko ho nkaka ya asem mo so maka kire say ho na wo say ye kɔ ne ye kɔka ye transport fares ho asem enti abe edi enti ne ya beduru ha enti wo de mo fa stations no a ewo kromu ha ne ade nyina no yen committed for your branch wo new plan station ye rane akra kumasa akra nkoko akra techiman
right
o de ase Na ne yɛteɛ ne sɛ sɛ wolodu efiri ha na wode kɔ ebi Kumasi a ɛhɔ no ɛyɛ GP station na wobɛkɔ yɛfrɛ biribi joint operations. It is almost to move or it will force you to also do same. Once I yan trans once I yan trans the 20% no or more generally be charged outrageously any idea if free hin buy. If free hin buy. It's in America say woman say yan chere beer. Woman signing you know. A yeura Godfrey Abubri, my papa, madame Papa, and a yeura Imaro Hina Yaboa, or also my papa, madame. Yanchu Mummy, you know, near me some, I didn't know, yes, I communicated the buy. Ah, so, sir, at the end of Egusua, a year, Juma.
I see. Okay. In the bottom line, no, and may make a fruit trotra. What should I be expecting?
Openi, and I make a chair was say. One more almost think one more dog Ghana, a dog driver for a dog you can't say passengers. I maybe a chum here, but 2 lolly fee, one catch say, you knew who quite say about 2 lolly fee, mono, and no moment and no suma say yes, Edumano. It's no, some more pension mubia, more from Miss almost say, I didn't normally communicate by saying yes, no, almost stations in almost says he can, and the main show. Station beer a year under GPRTU. Mema mopa monkro for uncle. Monko a La Paz, Tema Station there, oh, 15 city, almost 18 city.
92.7.
What you are here? And so more than Mosema Monkro for in your day. And after Monko 2D, catch a ball a station, 55 cities, they almost 66 cities. It's a monko, Namunko Bisa almost say, a dear into the Mosam crop for Mawamonye, Nafi, Moana, Mochamoa, or Moje. And this no could be or Namama Ghana phone, because I try to say more a media, no, more to Mope, Huna, more to make you shine no more.
92.7.
I see.
Make a GPRT only to use it. On set to use it, I say.
Awesome.
In the other thing that sees if one thing among country almost any amoya nanye.
Mr. Danso, Ebedasi, Charles Danso is the chairman of the Ghana Committed Drivers Association, and he shared his thoughts with us. He's speaking from the driver's perspective. Now, he made mention of the statement, and maybe we'll refresh our listeners' minds with what the statement had said. Kindly read it for us, Helen.
All right, so if you're referring to this press release coming from the road transport operators, right. It's titled Purported Increase in Public Transport Fares 2024. It has come to our attention that some sections of drivers have arbitrarily increased transport fares in contravention of the administrative instrument on the review of public transport fares in the country. This action is illegal and must be stopped immediately if this is true. As leadership, we have followed with keen interest the recent adjustment in the fuel prices and other related operational costs. We are currently engaging stakeholders to give consideration to the various cost components and agree on the way forward. As has been the practice, the leadership met with the Ministry of Transport on Wednesday, 10th April 2024, to present our demands. Once consensus is reached, the general public will be duly informed. Therefore, any increase outside the administrative instrument should be disregarded and treated with contempt. We therefore urge commuters not to pay any fare outside the existing fares.
Yeah.
We are by this statement urging the regional administration, metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies, and the station welfare committees to ensure compliance to the existing fares, as no such decision has been taken regarding any fare increments. We also want to urge all drivers to abide by this directive and have confidence in the leadership. We will continue to push for the welfare of transport operators. And this is signed by Mr. Godfrey Abubire, General Secretary, Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU of TUC Ghana, and also Mr. Emmanuel Ohineyeboa, General Secretary, for and on behalf of the road transport operators.
Somebody says Jiprutu of Tuk.
Jiprutu of Tuk,
Yes,
indeed.
Jiprutu of Tuk. Now, there are comments that our Facebook, what do you call it, listeners and viewers have shared with us. But listen to Abasi Moro, PR of GPRT. I spoke with him on the 16th of April on this subject matter of arresting people who flout or persons who flout the directive from the ministry, and this latest statement endorsing what the ministry said to have put out there. Listen to Abasi Moro, PR of GPRTU. Actually, what would you do if the police follows the directive of the Ministry of Transport and starts arresting your drivers who insist that, look, the cost of doing business is too much for us? We won't listen to leadership.
How many years have you been in journalism? I've told you a question. You still come back to it again.
No, I'm asking you a question.
Yes, I'm also saying how long. It looks like you've been doing this for a very long time. The question you asked, I haven't answered you, but you have come back to it again.
Yeah, that's why I'm coming back to it, because you didn't answer it.
My brother, we are all praying. We continue to live happily in our country. We are all praying. I don't think any of our people will be so recalcitrant to that extent. So let's hope and pray. We'll have only tomorrow for the next meeting.
So, in the event that any of your drivers are arrested, you will pray?
Here you come. The same question again. Here you come. Hey, this journalist, if you want an answer to a particular question, and that answer doesn't come, you have your way of twisting about 4 different questions on the same topic.
Alaji, we are your friends. We are your friends. When we ask you questions, answer.
In every human institution, we have different characters. You know, some of your people at times, they present forged stories.
Right.
At times, some of you, not all, who doesn't augur well. Yes, every human institution, we have positive thinkers and we have negative thinkers.
Right.
We are praying and hoping that none of such will happen, because I don't think any driver will say he's increasing his lorry fares because he wanted to be arrested. It is because they feel we, being the leaders, have triggered them that yes, it is time we increase our lorry fares. So we've gone ahead to build the transport ministries. So it is the leadership who prompt all drivers that yes, the time is even due or overdue. We have started doing something. That brought this mind into their thinking. So we hope and pray that everybody will take it easy, as we've been doing each time. Till tomorrow that we'll meet again, whatever decision we will come up with, we'll bring it to the public domain.
That was Abasi Moro. He's a PR of GPRTU, and you was trying to get that answer from him. And he says that, well, I turn it this way, you turn it that way, I turn it, Mr. Journalist.
Yeah.
Well, but essentially, this was the 16th.
That's right.
There was a meeting scheduled at the ministry on the 17th to bring finality to this matter. Today is the 29th.
Correct.
Of April. We still do not have finality. That puts some level of culpability and responsibility on the Minister for Transport, Kwekwesi Ama.
Absolutely.
At the time, he was not in the country. And I'm not sure, if you listen to Charles Dan so very well, I'm not sure he is still in the, he's back. He's not in the country. But he has deputy ministers.
Correct.
And then there's a chief director. So the ministry cannot grind to a halt because the minister traveled out of the country. And the level of confusion that is happening in the various lorry parks and the various, Fossey was just talking a while ago and telling people that she refused to pay the fare because she didn't think it was approved.
In fact, she didn't even pay the revised fare.
And rightfully so, because there's supposed to be one voice speaking to everybody. Yes, we would understand the plight of the drivers and what they go through, how much fuel they have to buy, spare parts, yada, yada, all those things. But somebody has to take the role and the responsibility to tell us exactly how much we are paying, so that it doesn't become okay. I just cleared my vehicle from the port. I've registered it, so it's a fairly new vehicle. The shocks are good, the seats are good, blah blah blah. So if La Paz to Circle is 3 cedis, I decided because my car is better, let me take 3 cedis 50 pesos. That will not be fair. And some drivers are doing that. They're taking the fares that they think is okay. Somebody sent me, the fares from Osu to, I think, Medina. And he says that the people have just rounded up the figure. Sometimes maybe it's 2 cedis 70 pesos. They've just rounded it up to 3 cedis. So that 3 pesos or 30 pesos, that you're supposed to get. I mean, imagine you coming to Osu every day and going from Osu to Medina every day of your life, 365 days. Times 30 pesos. Yeah. That's a lot of money.
Definitely.
That's a lot of money. So we should stop ripping the people off. I honestly am not comfortable with this. I'm not. But what's social media saying?
All right. So we've asked whether or not you are paying these increased fares on your commute to work, and a lot of you have engaged with our posts on Facebook and also on X. So thank you for that. Patience Seduji says, since last week, higher fares are being paid. Wiz Kid says, I just want to know the percentage that they have added. A lot of you saying, yes, please. Yes, I'm paying higher fees. Ni Akwe Papo says, don't worry. The fare increment is a clear indication that fuel prices will go up in the coming window. And this one also coming from Fafaliama says, yes, we are paying increased fees. So across the board, Bully Rosalind says, oh yes, from Kaswa to Kaneshi is 10 cedis. She didn't indicate how much she was paying before, but Kaswa to Kaneshi, 10 cedis. Portia Siedu says, yes, we are paying. She says, I'm paying now from 3 cedis 50 pesos to 5 Ghana cedis. You didn't tell us from which area to which area, but increments all across the board. Suleiman Garibu Isa says, yes, it's been increased. I used to pay 17 Ghana cedis from Kaswa to Inswam. Now I'm paying 20 cedis.
Okay, it's been rounded up.
It's been rounded up, 20 cedis. Nicholas Ejabeng says, I bought a vehicle from GPRTU loading station at Skofordria to Somanya. The price was increased. However, there hasn't been specific formal information on whether this price has been increased within the week. I think that message goes on and on and on. Some more here. This one on the live, says, within the week, same week, a mate almost fought me over 1 cedi as a form of extorting an extra charge I was unwilling to pay due to a lack of official information on the increment. I just want to know the confirmation to reduce any uncertainty and fights between these two stakeholders. Do we have the right to report them to any police officer on the way? Who can we report these issues to? And Johnny, that's something that has come up quite frequently.
The leadership.
Yes.
Leadership.
But also this idea that these drivers are, I guess, private business individuals. But so far as they have decided or opted to be part of the union, that's what concerned commuters are talking about. The drivers who have decided that you want to be part of a union that has a standardized procedure, but you are going contrary to that. That's what commuters want to understand. What is the official position? Because if I board your vehicle and you are part of the union that has a standardized mechanism for increasing your prices, and you are going contrary, surely it's going to cause
a lot of trouble.
And we're seeing that this morning.
And we should see the Minister for Transport in all of this. I mean, there's also the fare review by VVIP or VIP.
Yes.
Effective 700 hours. That's 7 a.m. Right? Friday, April 26, 2024. Right. So it happened last week, Friday, and I'm seeing some of the places that I used to visit, Sampa and all those places there. The fares have gone up. What do you have?
All right. So I'm looking at that fare review for both executive coaches and then standard. This is just the increased fare. Okay, so if you were going on the standard fares, it will now cost you 100 cedis Accra to Kumasi. But John, it's not on here what it used to be. So some advice on that would be good.
Certainly, Accra to Kumasi was not 100 cedis.
Okay.
So if they knock your head 100 cedis like that, say, wow, you have arrived.
Accra to Sunyan, you are paying
You
140.
have arrived at your destination.
This one, the Bluetooth is not going to pair.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
It does not want to pair. If you are going to Techiman from Accra, you're paying 140 cedis. Accra Wenchi, 150 cedis. Accra Nkoko, Nkoko 160 cedis. What? If you are going to Tamale, 240 Ghana cedis. Bolgatanga, 270 Ghana cedis. Accra Boku, 280. Accra Garu, 290. Accra Wa, 260. If you are going to Dunkwa, 130 Ghana cedis. Sankore, 140 Ghana cedis. Sefi Bonsu in Kwanta, 170 Ghana cedis. I mean, the fares have gone up across the board. If you are going to some of these places, Accra Pristia, 130 Ghana cedis. Accra Wasa Ekropon, 130 Ghana cedis. Accra to Yeji, 160 Ghana cedis. Ejura from Accra will cost you 125 Ghana cedis. Accra Asante Mampon, 115 cedis.
Right.
To Enchi, 155. Takrade, 95 cedis.
Kweku Ofori-Siama is the Minister for Transport. He has 2 deputies. Hassan Tampuli, Deputy Minister, he used to be around the petroleum sector. And then there's Frederick O. Adum, he's the Deputy Minister. So he has 2 deputies. And so if he is not there, one of them should be acting in his stead with the support of the Chief Director. I don't think that this matter should have lingered on. But you know, we have played so much politics with our transport system to the point where the politicization has now entangled us in a web that we cannot take ourselves out of. So transport fares are going up. Prices of spare parts are going up. Cost of servicing your vehicle has gone up. DVLA fees and charges have gone up. Roadworthy insurance has gone up. All of those things have gone up. And those things, they are mandatory for you to have. How do you expect that the cost of production or the cost of doing business or the cost price, if we can put it that way, of trying to get the car in the best of shapes to be able to get you to your destination has increased, but you say the fare should not increase? And then you flip the coin and ask, okay, so yes, you have made the justification. The fare has increased, but what is the quality of service that I'm getting? Because you sit in some of the trotros and really, you would wish that you had never sat in a trotro of that nature. And you see the list that we just read from.
Yeah.
You look at the increases. So something that used to be maybe 80 cedis is now fully 100 cedis. Something that used to be 85 cedis is now 100 cedis. And you ask us, but how? Something that used to be, let's say, 180 cedis is now 320. So that's 40 cedis more. Then you ask yourself,
what is the level of service I'm even
what
getting,
am I getting
for this? Because you know, rainy season is upon us. A lot of these trotros don't have the benefits of AC or whatever it is. You have to shut the windows when it starts raining. It's so uncomfortable, but you are paying higher fares just to get to work and back. And the confusion, the level of confusion, if you just read the comments that we've been getting even since last week, if something doesn't happen, you know those videos that go viral, somebody has drawn somebody, one mate, just be prepared to see a lot more of those.
And you know, for me, the cost of living itself, because the transportation is a very important component of the cost of living analysis. Cost of living. So you were expecting maybe a salary of 2,000 cedis, 1,000, 8,005, and these are people's real-time salaries.
That's right.
3,000, you know, and all of that. And then 800 Ghana cedis, some 600 cedis. And then your means of coming and going to work is much more than you actually earn.
That's right.
You are being pushed into corruption and to do things that you don't want to do.
Bottom line.
Most of these young ladies who are doing, forgive me, I'm not making a justification for them, but this is hookup business. Oh, come, let's go and hang out. We'll go and sleep, and then it all boils into some of these things. And you see, if the state had invested in state transportation,
Exactly.
we have left the Ayalolo buses to rot. They are rotting away. 2 days ago, I showed the Oniado, vans.
That's right.
Which used to be like mobile hospitals. They are rotting away. They're gone. Metro Mass Transit. Go and see how many of their buses are grounded.
Even that intervention that government decided to put in place to kind of, curb Okada menace, those small cars, those have also, never even took off.
But those Okada people were told to bring their Okada to come and swap for taxis. Where are their taxis? So I'm just painting a picture of a state that has failed to run a bus system. We used to have the OSA bus system. And I remember as a boy, bus 27. Kandishi comes to Accra, I remember so well the fond memories, and you remember it. OSA bus. Then there was King of Kings, and all those bus services that came. King of Kings was private, by the way, but OSA was state owned. Today, where are the OSA buses? So as a country, where's our transport systems? So that if GPRC, committed, concerned drivers, all those unions say, today we aren't going anywhere. And we saw that when they said they were not going anywhere. Ghana Police, Dampari released the police vehicles to transport people to and fro.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
They said they won't work because they think, and as a country, we have failed to provide that transportation for our people.
Yeah.
In the UK, in the US, in France, in Germany, in Italy, in Canada, in Switzerland, in wherever it is, you have a bus system that works.
That's right.
You have a train system that works.
Yeah.
You have an airline system that works, which belongs to the state, which doesn't depend on any private sector. If tomorrow they decide that we are not going to operate, then everything shuts down. In our case, where are our public transport system? Where is it?
Very important.
Where is it? We don't have any. So we are always at the beck and call of commercial drivers. Some of them who cheat us, some are very good. So for example, somebody knows that they are driving from Kaswa to come to Kandishi or to go to Accra. So they could have taken the fares from there, loaded, and then straight off. If somebody drops along the line they want to replace or fill, that's okay. But here, they will pick you from Kaswa, drop you off maybe at Malam or Doko, take your money, and then ask you to rejoin. So when you join from Odoko to Kandishi, if you are coming to Kandishi, then you pay another one.
Fair.
So let's say from Kaswa to Malam, then they charge you again. You pay from Malam to Odoko, and then they charge you again from Odoko to Kandishi, and then they charge you again if you're going to Circle or Accra. So by the time you'll be done with your journey, just from home to work, maybe at Circle or Accra, you'd have paid 4 fares. Going back is even worse, because when the rush hour comes, that's when they decide to add on to the fares arbitrarily. And everybody is watching. Because when the fares go up, the fuel prices go up, and they want to increase, they are called into a meeting and told not to increase. So they actually accumulate it over time and hit it on our heads, boom. Why do we like doing these things to ourselves? Why? Please call me. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. But there's Tour du Ghana. Tour du Ghana is going to happen on the 18th of May. Helen, if we tire the bus system, make we go right there.
Oh, I mean, that would be a nice alternative, but we don't even have, even for walking.
Bicycle lanes or pedestrian walkway.
Pedestrian walkway, bicycle lane. In fact, when it comes to commuting, making a commute to work accessible, we failed on many different fronts. Just to go to work as an ordinary Ghanaian, you have to go through strife, and yet you're expected to be productive and give your best. But just before you go to work, you've engaged in a serious exchange of words with the trotro mate.
Drained your energy.
I mean, before you even get to your place of work.
So potholes are on the road.
Thank you.
You get to work tired because you fought with the mate. You are tired because you were in the trotro.
You've had to reduce the amount of money you're allocating to your lunch. I mean, across all fronts, Ghanaians are really tired. Solutions. No plenty talk. No, let's get to the root of the issues and get on with it.
We don't have bicycle lanes.
We don't have bicycle.
Good morning.
Johnny News.
Yes, madam. Julie, how are you?
You know what the drivers in Kaswa have been doing there?
Tell me.
When it is in the evening, around 5 p.m., and you want to get back home to Kaswa, they increase the fare. If it is 10 cedis, they will say 11 cedis. They will say whether you pay or not. If you cannot pay, don't board the car. And sometimes they do it short. They will pick from if I work at Accra here. You will pick from Accra to Kaneshi. Then from Kaneshi you continue to somewhere SCC. From SCC you continue to Kaswa. So by the time you get home to Kaswa, all your money is gone. And again, the old fare for Kaneshi from Kaswa to Kaneshi was 7 cedis, but for now I don't know the price.
Julie?
And it's so sad. It's so sad. The drivers, what they have been doing is very bad. The authorities should do something about it. It's not fair.
Thank you, Julie. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Sir Robert, how are you?
I'm very, very terrific.
Talk to me, sir.
Thank you very much, my brother. You know, my brother, you are a seasoned journalist. You are very intelligent and so competent.
Thank you.
I want you to look for Liman's policy on transportation.
Right.
If you read that document, you can come to conclusion that both MPP and NDC are the one that we're supposed to reproach for transportation, problems that the devil has in this country. Transportation play a very pivotal and astronomical role. As I'm talking to you right now, I cannot apply to jump to my office. Whatever job that I will do to save life, I have to be conveyed by a vehicle. So we cannot plan without planning or having a policy for transportation. Because of that, the GPRTU take liberty for lancing the law into their own hands and demonstrate it anyhow they like. Tomorrow they can come out to astronomically increase the fare. No one has anything to talk about. And that is the situation that the devil has. If we can actually put pressure on government to come up with a policy, we can't leave transportation to only the private sector, to come up with a very pragmatic policy to be able to address this issue. I think it will help us. Even it will reduce, the private or whatever on our road.
Right.
And that will gonna help us a lot. But we are not doing anything about that. I just want to know, I'm very sure, 100% sure, very optimistic that Mahama will gonna win the election by 53.4%.
Hey.
I will be very happy if you can bring Mahama to tell us his policy on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sir Robert. We're grateful. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Odewale.
Yes, my brother.
Talk to me.
My brother Robert, welcome.
Yes, sir.
After the signs, they are already blowing in the air, so we leave that to Ghanaians to decide. But my brother, we need an alternative to our road for transportation in this country. I don't even understand why the sea is just lying unused. I don't see the reason why all the way from Apulawu to Elubu, we have to use the same route, the same road. Where are the trains? We're giving some kind of cosmetic news that a train has hit a track, etc. But the reason is the short distance ones. We remove all the rain. Here to Sawam, here to Accra. Last week I went to Tema, my brother. And that of Temaun is the same story. The rains are off. Who are those responsible for taking them off? But we have a sector minister, not even an agency. It's a whole ministry on its own. And even it's an authority, railway authority. So, my brother, we need an alternative. The water bodies, at least, let's make use of them so that this transportation fare and the tax component on our petroleum is too much. 11 plus. Why? Toll recovery levy. We are still paying. And where is toll?
Okay. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, now.
Yes, Senior Pia, how are you?
Oh, Charlie, I'm good.
Let's talk about transport.
Oh, yes, it's sad. Many times when you talk about transport fares, I think a lot about school-going children. Yes, because, they have to be giving money for transport. And probably they give the child 10 cedis in and out. But she gets to the station, they say, this is not enough. So what do the child do? They won't go to school. They will just be roaming about. You see, Johnny, when you interviewed the one who spoke in Tree,
right. Charles, yeah.
Both he said something which was quite the main issue of the problem of transportation in the country.
Okay.
The district assembly.
That's correct.
Which is under the local government. Johnny, you see, NDC deliberately, actually, I would say, did not do much with local government. MPP took it to say the only president who was very serious with local government was ex-president Lawrence. None of these presidents. If you joke with your local government, this is what happened to you. Because like this is assemblies. You see, that's why I did professorship to Kusam. That's the whole thing. And we did not want to address it.
Okay.
If we have decentralized local government, do you think this will happen? You see, at times when we are doing something, we should know that there are other people too who knows. But just because of constitution and legislature or whatever, some of us, we don't have that power to talk for them even to listen and to do the right thing.
Okay. Thank you.
No matter your name. Sorry.
No matter your name.
Morning.
Oh, okay. Good morning.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Kosami. How are you?
Oh, by this.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to Brother Pierre.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Look, Johnny, there's a question people have been throwing to me that I intended to ask you, but anytime it's escapes me. This morning, they have raised it. You see, the Council of State will get appointed ones and elected ones. And the question he posed to me is that the ones that have been elected, if somebody dies, what happens? You wanted to know, but I don't know what the law says. But the elected, we elected the one that E.T. Mensah, he was elected, and it's no more. What happened to his position? Two, I want to draw your attention of your station. Last week we witnessed two media houses being attacked. One being petrol bombed, and one Stroller went into the station to attack them. So I pray you will be very, very careful at your station. Two, on this affair, I think we've centralized everything. As Robia said, look, these drivers started the negotiation with the government since last year, as I understood them. Up to date, the government is dragging its feet. I don't know whether they are waiting to see that the petrol prices will come down or what. I think they should deal with the issue for citizens, to be free in this country.
Okay.
Our children they have migrated from school.
I hear you.
I want to come back home. My brother. Have a blessed month.
Thank you, Kosami. And you can also call us 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. This is Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Transport fares and matters are rising. What do you think? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hughes. Please, how are you?
I'm fine, my brother. How are you too?
I'm doing well. I'm Ben. I'm calling from New Achimota.
Yes, sir. The transport fares, it was saying.
Johnny, last week I called you and I said I was having some 400 CDs on me. I don't know what
I don't know how the money vanished from your pocket.
It is gone. I am even not supposed to touch that 400 Ghana CDs. It's gone. So, I want to ask you, how many percent did they increase the fare? Because from La Paz to Spintex, they are now charging us 12 cities. But initially it was 10 cities. And last week I was coming from Spintex. Charlie, the fight and the noise in the car, Johnny, you have no idea. You have no idea. So when it comes to this kind of transport issue, my mind always go back to our gold and oil and then our police now don't want to buy and Charlie, Johnny, I always want to ask questions. What has been the benefit of that policy? Because for me, the little I know is that he brought that policy in order for the fare and the petrol and the oil, those things should go down, the price should go down, so that we, the average people who are now trying to make life, will also be able to afford it. But after using our money, our good and everything for all these things, the price keeps on increasing. So what has been the use of this policy? Baumia, what has been the use of this policy? These are the questions we are asking.
Well,
yesterday,
Dr. Baumia will launch his campaign, so I'm sure the questions will come up and then you can ask him.
We need to answer these basic questions. We, the ordinary Ghanaians, want to know.
Okay.
Yesterday, I just want to prepare some pepper for my banku. I went to the store over here. I bought tomatoes. Johnny, the size of the tomatoes, a day-old baby blue is even bigger than it. A day-old child, a day-old child blue is bigger than that pieces of tomatoes. 4 cedis.
How many?
For 2.
2 for 4 cedis.
For 4 cedis. If you check the size of it, the blue of a day-old child is bigger than it.
Okay, I hear you. Thank you very much for your call this morning. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Transport fares, matters arising. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Johnny, my name is Lucas from Accra.
Lucas, talk to me, bro.
The problem I'm having is, you see, I live at Amasama. But anytime Cocoa Board in the evening, around the Cocoa Board stretch there, the trotros, they've been taking 10 cedi instead of 6 cedi 50 pesos. And this thing has been going on since last year. And even in the glare, full glare of police, you see them there. I don't know how they come. I don't know how they do things there. And this thing has been weighing out down for some time now. So now when you see a Yalolo station, there's a queue every evening there.
Wow.
So this is my problem.
I hear you. Meanwhile, the Ayalolo was supposed to make your lives easier. For those of you on that stretch, you swipe and you join. Now we are told we have tap and go. But the tap and go is not going.
And Ayalolo is still maintaining the 5 cedi 50%. So now in the evening when you go there, a whole lot of queue. And the buses are they even run, people will go as early as 5 o'clock. You can see that they say they close. 5 p.m. buses are closed. So you see people stranded there. Some people, they don't even have money to take up back that 10 cedi trotro. Instead of 6 cedi 50%.
Okay. Thank you very much. Final caller for this segment. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Johnny.
Onapo.
Johnny, Clem here.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You sound like Onapo today.
So I actually want to digress a bit and talk about another critical issue you mentioned. And I think we are not dealing with the issue as we should. About this EC devices. Any serious IT person, and I'm a technical person, and so this worries me.
Right.
Any serious IT person knows that you do not auction these devices. You destroy the hard disk in those devices.
That's right. You fry them.
Because of the sensitive nature of... So even now in a more advanced way is to actually drill holes into all the disks.
Right.
So that it cannot be recovered in any way.
Right.
I think the EC needs to take us serious as a nation. They're playing... It makes it look as though they aren't professionals in this country. And I'm sure the external partners are taking us for a joke. We really need to do better as a nation.
My brother, thank you very much for your thoughts. We're grateful.
Thank you.
And we can't pick any more calls. We'll have to go to Edriso. But in between, there's a man called Akinyele that one of my favorite Nigerian musicians sang about. Asha. Yeah, and sang about Akinyele. She says, Akinyele wants to marry a wife, but he doesn't want to pay the bride price. You better find it. That is how we are behaving now. Akinyele.
Yes.
He wants to marry a wife, but he doesn't want to pay the bride price. How? You better find it. Good morning to Auntie Adole. Auntie Adole says, well, there are more questions than answers. Sung by Johnny Nash, your namesake. Too many questions, too many issues, no answers or solution in sight. God help us. God save Ghana and Ghanaians. And what I want to say now, I won't say it. Let me leave it here. When we return from this break, we'll go to Edriso in the Ashanti region. It's a stronghold of the MPP, but the Member of Parliament suddenly died. John Amponcha Kuma, the Deputy Finance Minister. he has to be replaced. And, well, he will be replaced in very short time. But the people of Santo Kofi Akpafu Likpe and Lolobi, properly known as SAL, they still don't have a representation. And nobody has bothered to find them one. That's why I say Akinyele wants to marry a wife.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Now so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.